Are you looking for a spot in your home to record your online videos? I'm Brighton West with Subscriber Nation, and today I'm going to take you on a tour of my home studio. And I'm going to point out all the equipment that I have, the stuff I really like, and the stuff I don't like so much, the stuff that you really should spend money on, and the stuff maybe where you can skimp. So welcome to the studio at Authentic West Films. As you can see, it's really just my back bedroom. But I've converted it into a studio, and I'm going to walk you through everything that's in this room, so hopefully that'll help you create your own home studio. So the first thing I'm going to start with is the camera. I have a Canon 60D. I'm actually using it right now, so I've set up a dummy camera on here that's just a prop. Love this camera, and it's sitting on an old tripod. Tripods are something technology doesn't change a lot, so if you're going to buy a tripod, I'd buy a nice one. This is one that it's like 30, 40 years old, and I use it only in my studio. I've got a couple other tripods that I use when I'm out in the field, and actually I'll probably link up those in the show notes. I don't think this one's even still built anymore, but because it's not really panning or anything like that, it works just fine. On top of my tripod, I've got, like I said, typically my Canon 60D, and I've got my notes with a little bobby pin and a rubber band. This is a great way to just keep your notes. That's really cheap, and you can replace the rubber band if it breaks. So turning around here, continuing, I've got this pretty simple setup here, which is just like a mashed potato masher and a focusing screen on top of it. So that's about where my head is when I am sitting in that chair. It allows me to focus back by the camera. I don't use autofocus. You never know where it's going to focus. So I set up the focus, and then I go ahead and sit down in the chair. Moving on to audio, I've got a couple things. I'm just using a boom mic. This is definitely not a best practice, but it's what I had, and I use that, and I also use a lavalier mic. The lavalier is plugged to me right now, and that is feeding into a Zoom H4n. This is a device I really like. It allows a couple of different XLR inputs. I think it allows quarter-inch audio inputs too. This is a great little recorder, and that I would highly recommend. Something I wouldn't recommend so much are these Optica remote controls. I'm not sure if it's my camera or if it's the remote controls. I have two of them because they just kind of alternate working. And I was planning on sending them back, but it's really nice to have a remote control when you're recording yourself. It's just I can't recommend these because they just don't work all that well. Continuing with audio, I've got this M-Track here. What this is a analog to digital converter. So if I am recording my audio into my computer, like if I'm doing a webcast and I want to use the microphones here that are not able to plug into USB, this just converts them. There are some really great microphones out there that allow you to plug directly into your computer. So if you're podcasting or if you're just doing online video, it might be good to get something, one of those type of microphones. I also, of course, have my MacBook Pro where I keep all my notes. That's just to my right. Let's move on to lighting. So I've got these Cowboy Studio lights here. These are great. This is probably somewhere where I would skimp a little bit. These are not expensive lights. They have 5 pretty good size compact fluorescent bulbs inside. They work really well. They're easy to move around. And I've got 2 of them here. I'll link those up in the show notes. So I'm pretty happy with those, but technology is changing so quickly. You should be able to get LED lights in the future. That's, the price is just really coming down on those. So if you need lights now, I would buy something a little cheaper or just use something homemade. Wait for those LED prices to just keep coming down. And they are on stands that come with them. There's a nice little feature, a little sandbag, just in case you've got things that are prone to falling over. This one's actually a little small, but I would probably buy some. I've got some larger sandbags too, but this is just a perfect size just because I sometimes trip over that. I don't want to knock the light over. And the last light that I'm using here is also from Cowboy Studio. This is just a light I have sitting right behind me on the chair. Helps to light up the background, get rid of any shadows, and also provide a little backlight on me. So I've got that 3-point lighting going on. So typically what I'll have is, bright light off to one side with maybe 3 lights turned on inside, and then one off to the other side with maybe 2 lights turned on, or 1 light, just to provide a little bit of modeling across my face. One thing to notice is that I do have the overhead light turned on. You can see how yellow it is. That is not a daylight balanced bulb, whereas the rest of my lights are all daylight balanced. You don't want to mix lighting when you're shooting video. You end up with some ugly color issues going on. I always turn that one off while I'm recording, but it just helps while recording this video. The next thing I want to talk about, I want to go back to sound a little bit, and you can see some stuff just hanging from my walls here. This is like a foam bed pad, and it just helps to stop the sound from echoing around this room. You can see everywhere that I just hung some fabric or just some towels or something. This is a nice big heavy blanket that I've hung from the wall. In this room, this is an old house. It's got hardwood floors, and there's not a lot to absorb the sound in here, so it can get really echoey. So I'm trying to cover as much surface as possible with soft fabric or carpeting. So if you're living in a house that has wall-to-wall carpeting, you're one step ahead of me already. So one last thing I do have, I am sitting in a room with my internet connection, which is kind of back behind my bed that I've folded up. But that's really nice if you are doing any YouTube live hangouts or whatnot, to be able to plug directly into your computer so you're not using wireless when you're doing those hangouts or anything that's a live broadcast. The background is the last thing I wanted to talk about. I really like this background. I was using just a slide projector that had a slide projection screen, had the white background on it. That worked pretty well, but this is a nice kind of backdrop holder here. I really like this one. It's pretty sturdy. I don't have any problems with it. It's also expandable, so if I take it out in the field and need to use something bigger. I've got a white backdrop, I've got a black backdrop, and I also have a green backdrop, which I haven't used too much yet, but I hope to get into a little more. So that's about it for my home studio. It's pretty simple. Hopefully you'll be building one soon similar to this. Thanks for watching. I hope that you found this episode really helpful in creating your own home studio. One thing I failed to mention is that I can actually take the stuff off the wall and turn the camera around, and I've got a much more homey looking background instead of the white background. If you're looking for any of that stuff, I've listed everything, and I have links to purchase it from Amazon on my website. So just head down below into the description and you'll find a link over to my website. I'd love it if you use those links. They are affiliate links. So anything that I recommend, I'll get a tiny little commission off of it. It helps support my YouTube channel. And once again, I don't support things that I don't recommend, like the little remote control. So you won't find that link, but you can search for it if you really want it. Once again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.